appreciate all of you gallery today coming out in support. This is awesome. Kansas City rocks. The back-to-back Kansas City Wide Open champion, Paul Macbeth.
And then taking the win,
Paul Macbeth.
it's Paul Macbeth. Maybe you've heard of him.
Four-time world champion and now four-time Kansas City Wide Open champion.
Wow, what a putt out of Ulibarri.
What a tournament. Congrats.
Two-time champion, Gannon Buhr. Congratulations, buddy.
And hopefully next year you'll come back and join us again. Thank you very much. This concludes the Kansas City Wide Open.
Didn't make one.
Hello and welcome to round one front nine coverage of the MPO feature card here at the 2025 Grip Equipment 43rd Kansas City Wide Open presented by Under Par. We got Yules back in the building. What's up, buddy?
I'm back, man. But first, thank you to Kevin Jones, who absolutely shredded.
Yeah. Kevin Jones filled in the mic wonderfully.
Yeah.
Very much so. We have a new course for the Elite Series Tour this week. We got Bad Rock Creek. It's 10 years old, I believe.
Okay.
Designed by a guy named John Cleese, I believe is what they said his name is. When we walked through this thing in the practice round, I was just amazed by this course. We have a wonderful piece of property for you guys this weekend in Liberty, Kansas. Or Liberty, Missouri.
Yeah, I think one of the best courses that we play on tour. I mean, it's beautiful, well manicured, challenges the best players in the world. Hole 1 par 4. You really just got to watch Andrew Marweed throw it apparently because this guy's pretty dang good.
And he's a former winner.
That's right.
Just a layup off the tee.
Yeah,
is all you're looking for.
575 feet. You have this landing zone where he goes to, or for the big guys, you can try to take on the pond and clear.
But who would ever try that?
Oh, not this guy.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was really
stall
close.
It in there.
That was pretty. Now he's got a pretty scary putt coming back to the basket, but not too far away from out of bounds. Guess who's not scared by that?
Wow.
Andrew Marweed.
That is a beautiful stroke.
Doesn't change, does it? Just. And we got the KC White Open here in the Kansas City Wide Open. Starting off with you.
Give me that.
Starting off with an eagle. No better way to start an event than a field ace throw-in. Incredible.
2 under after 1.
How cool is that? Looked like Marweed was about to get a piece of that as well.
3 o'clock tee time. This is our feature card.
Kind of a stacked featured card here. We got Joey Buckets, Anthony Barela, Gannon Buhr, and Ezra Robinson.
Anthony Barela, that looks to be a fast disc in hand. That is not a layup, folks.
Is it going to flip? Watch how far this goes. It's probably deep.
Is that safe there? That's safe, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Everything down the left-hand side is safe. The only thing that's out of bounds is the whole entire pond that goes around that spot. I think there is right side, too, if you just, like, turn it over. But none of these guys are going to go anywhere near that.
Yeah. We had the privilege of having Calvin Heimberg on our practice round. Just go watch what he was able to do into a headwind on this hole at 9 a.m. It boggles the mind. Then I heard that Calvin Longquist aced this hole in his practice.
Yeah. A lot of special things. I mean, it's in the perfect spot to where it just invites throw-ins like we saw from Casey White or somebody just running the bucket. But Joey Buckets, he doesn't quite have the distance to go all the way over, and so he's going to play that layup to the left that we saw Marweed access.
I love this no bucket, but yes, yellow glasses look that he's been going for lately. It's showing a pretty cool side of Joey Buckets. I've been enjoying it. And I like that on the screen. It doesn't say Joseph Anderson. It says Joey Buckets. Recently, we did get confirmation from him. That is the name he prefers.
Lawrenceville, Georgia, Ezra Robinson.
Here's the curious one. Yeah, he's going over.
Okay.
Doesn't look like these guys are trying to take it all on unless it accidentally flips. You know?
Okay, yeah.
So they're throwing that stable disc that if the wind does catch it, it's gonna drift over to the right. But he elects to lay up as well. I like this play. It only leaves about 200 to 220 feet in.
A shot you should have. And I like that we have Joey Buckets on our lead card today because this is arguably the event where he really broke out onto the scene a couple seasons ago here at the Kansas City Wide Open on this very track.
This is what you're going to see these guys do. Marweed, where he was back there, you're going to be just outside or just inside the circle with a really, really good shot.
Ezra's ready to go, and he also goes a bit long, the common collection area on the green.
This is where that power gets you just a huge advantage because these guys are just putting it up there.
And arguably the longest putter on tour with accuracy, Gannon. That's just breaking a hole down to its simplest form.
Yeah, what's really a technical, difficult hole, he makes really not technical and difficult.
Yeah, the approach shot is very touchy for those who are playing the more layup style tee shot. And Anthony has to go forehand, and that gets a little extra roll.
Yeah,
Kind of
stop.
pesky. Yeah, seriously.
Oh,
That-
my.
That is beautiful. And with his power and spin, he knows OB is the result if that does not catch metal. A lot of commitment to that putt early on.
Don't make them better than that, really.
Not from that range. Joey Buckets for his birdie. Beautiful.
Anthony's going to be hemmed up a little bit here.
Have to straddle out a bit to the side.
I don't know. I think we're going to have to wait. No? Looks
Okay.
like he might have caught that middle gap.
For birdie, yes, over the rim and in. And these guys are going to have a star frame. They're going to do something that no other group in the entire field was able to do. And star frame the first hole.
I mean, that tells you how technical the hole really is.
So a good start from our card. It's cool to see that we got Anthony and Gannon on this card because the day prior they played in the... Oh, wait, hold on a second. There's two players who are 2 under. Zach Melton and Casey White, 2 under through 1. That's worth a shout out. Awesome way to start your tournament off. But AB and Gannon played in the match play series that is going on the Disc Golf Network this season yesterday. And it was cool to just see how comfortable Gannon was on this course yesterday because he laid down the smackdown. He won like 5 and 4 or something like that, which is hard to do on any competition, let alone going against one of the best players in the world, Anthony Barela.
AB gets it turned over. This has to get down. He has the power to get out of bounds, and he finds it. Yeah. So this was a tricky hole today because the wind switched from the practice days, and it was more of a right to left crosswind, which makes sense why Gannon decides to just throw a little 2-piece up there.
Wow, it's pretty far forehand, 359 up the hill. But his power is just getting stronger and stronger by the day, and it doesn't look like he's exerting much energy to get that all the way up the hill.
Yeah, I think this is the most favorable wind for the distance they're trying to throw. And Joey makes that look just too easy. Which is why if you get it left, practice, you're not getting it to the OB. But today, once it tips and goes left, not enough hyzer, you're going to see it really take on that out of bounds.
That had almost the right height. Just a little too low to get all the way up to the rocks, but about 35 feet left. AB to save the par.
Oof.
Yeah, good line. Just a couple inches low, and that'll be an early bogey for Mr. Barela. Tailwind drops Ezra's birdie bid low.
Yeah, his camera angle's not great. That basket's way up there. Like
Okay.
way up there. Especially as he walks backwards, that's down a hill.
Yeah, anytime there's wind present, these elevated baskets are super scary. And that's a solid delivery. That's right in the heart for Gannon. Good weight behind that.
Yeah.
Wasn't too fast, but also very very strong. A lot of conviction in that pace, I believe.
And that's what's been hurting him this year, I think, from getting the win, is Joey just going to tap this one in. Great birdie. Is he hasn't been putting like last year. And a couple of our guys on our podcast did some statistics. And if he just putted the same as last year in this for this year,
Yeah.
he would have taken like 2 firsts, 2 seconds, only 1 back, and like another third.
Yeah,
So
he was a
that's
little bit
what's holding
farther
him
back in
back.
Supreme Flat Open, but the other ones he's been in the mix at every event, and he's steadily gotten better at each one up to last week at the Music City Open where he got second place. But no wins this year after one of the best seasons of all time last year in 2024.
Yeah, so if he can find that putting stroke, I think that's going to be what elevates his game for the rest of the season. What do we got, Jerm?
Just a little technical tee shot here. It's no distance at all once you get out the gap. You just want to get out the gap because the OB line is right there. Then it's a dogleg left up this hill, and you see this little narrow OB line here till it gets out to about circle 1.5 up the hill, about 400 feet or so from the landing zone.
Yeah, and the tough thing about that green is, again, you don't really see it on the camera, but it's a big right to left slope.
Yeah.
And so depending on the wind, you could get into a great position like this. And if you don't have the power to just go sidearm, highly technical shot. There's
Yeah.
2 big telephone poles or light poles, I don't know what they are, to the right.
Yeah.
And it forces you kind of go right at it, which is pretty scary.
The forehand bends into the gap nicely for both Gannon and Joey Buckets. They're in great spot. I really like where Gannon got that drive comfortably far left, but wasn't too close where he was in any danger whatsoever of going out of bounds. And a nice shot from Ezra as well.
Surprised to see AB going with the sidearm here.
I think it does just open up the gap a little bit with that early tree on the left side.
Yeah.
It kind of it does interfere with the gap a little bit for the backhand, but it's not so much in the way for the forehand. So yeah, there's those power poles. AB does stay in bounds, but you can see that slope there skipping AB's approach down the hill. And he has the big forehand. I'm surprised he's not playing into that hillside with that.
Yeah, he did everything opposite of what I thought was going to happen here. And this, if the ground play is what I think it looks like, that's just a dime. He got it
Beautiful.
over the whole entire way, and he landed it as flat as you can.
One of the smoothest players with that 400-foot range. He never looks like he's putting too much energy behind the shot. Always looks controlled and balanced. It's one of the reasons he's able to recreate that comfortable line time and time again.
So this is another great shot, but what he's doing there, he's taking on the OB the entire way. So if he gets a little wind drop or something, he's going to have to rethrow from 40 feet in front of him. And this is real surprising, honestly.
Yeah.
I would think that
Okay.
he would just go sidearm right at it.
Right.
Same shot he just threw, but
AB up first, about 45 feet away. Up the hill, plays a lot longer.
what is that saying? Different strokes for different folks.
But it's the same stroke for AB and Gannon. Right? The same idea? Yes, that is the expression, though.
Yeah. All right. Glad we're on the same freaking page.
Gannon He's on a different page. He's in circle 1 page, and he's in the basket for birdie. He's 3 for 3. Looking very comfortable.
Grass is thick up there, so you can get away with a steep angle coming in.
Yeah. Ezra is like kind of the opposite style of thrower from Joey Buckets, I've noticed. He is so much power oriented into these shots. And yes, he does have a lot of control, but it looks like he's got so much pace behind his shot. Whereas Joey Buckets just kind of sits back on the shot. He uses a little bit more of the disc stability to flex the line straight as opposed to the power hyzer. I've never seen Joey Buckets play in heavy wind, and I'm curious how it holds up when he uses the flip ups. But today we've actually got a nice little break from the wind. Yesterday, it was crazy. More wind expected this weekend.
This is one of the coolest holes that we play on tour. I feel like, as far as it being, you can choose whatever you want off the tee. Left to right hillside that goes about 400 feet. It's 939 to the hole, but you're playing about a 450 foot shot into the landing zone. And then from there, it's probably 80 feet below you in this valley. And sitting up there on a high rise. Out of bounds left doesn't typically come into play. What does is those trees on the right if you flip it over. That grove of trees right in the middle that he's drifting towards, if you can do exactly what he's doing right here, you're going to be able to write home and say, hey, Mom, I threw the coolest shot today.
I wonder if he's going to do that, especially with his mom being
already,
here. I don't know. That'd be
over.
crazy.
He probably already
home.
did.
Be really crazy. That was a beautiful shot, though. Just cresting the hill, just barely getting over the grass, and then getting the extra 80 feet of just beautiful.
And that's the cool thing about this hole. Joey being up there way left looks like not as like a great shot, but it's totally scoreable from up there. Mm-hmm. This is what you want to stay away from. If this keeps turning, it could catch that corner, but he gets right in front of it.
And he does leave himself a shorter approach, but the amount of power it takes to get to the pin from where Joey's at versus where Ezra's at, it's not that different, even though they're about 100 feet apart.
Mm-hmm. He'll be able to write Gannon's mom, too, if he wants. And then this is what's awesome. Look at AB, just goes Luna down the middle.
Jeez.
So your options are really endless. I saw a sidearm to get into position today as well.
Was that Rick?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Joey Buckets pushes the width. Oh, hits a limb and comes up way short. That was looking pretty good, though.
Yeah, probably only playing 400 feet, if that. Mm-hmm. It's all downhill.
AB goes putter, then driver. And you're going to like the way you look.
Those are some pretty big anthills.
What are they?
I don't know, but some giant put pebbles on the very top of it.
A lot of coursework was done out here to make this place really as beautiful as it can be. A lot of built up walls, and reminds me a lot of Eagles Crossing, one of the top-notch disc golf venues really in the entire world. For this place to be at a public park, this is a really special course for something that people can just go out and play on a Tuesday afternoon with no greens fees.
Oh, for sure. Great shot from Ezra. And just plopping it up there for the easy par.
Yeah, great start for Joey. Still, even with the par, 3 through 4 is on pace. AB back under par here with the birdie on 4. And Gannon to stay perfect.
I don't know who it was. Guy right there where Gannon was playing from, right there. I'm behind him, watching. Airballs it into the woods. So it's a very steep slope.
Airballs it into the woods.
Yeah.
Did you tell him that the course was closed for the day, that there was a tournament going on?
I wasn't trying to make fun of the kid. We've all been there.
Just kidding.
But I wish we could see the other camera angle to see how far it is. The point being, you got to take your time on those ones because a small miss there and you're for sure 3-putting.
Probably the last person you need to tell that they have to take their time on a putt is Gannon Buhr, because he's going to make sure that putt is well thought out every time. But I see your point.
Yeah, it's just not easy.
All right, talk about hole 5.
Yeah. Par 4, 624. 3 gaps, really. But you're going to see most of these guys, I think, go up the left gap, try to get to the very end of the tree line. If they can do that, it gives you all kinds of options to come through the woods. Backdoor route. If you go early to the right, you're going to have to take it up over that OB pond that you can see up there on the graph and to the left right here. It's on a severe slope as well, so.
That is gassed.
Yeah, that's
All the way
that's
to the
really
top
good.
of the hill.
Yep, to the tree line.
That's going to open up the nice straight shot that the drone showed you guys just a moment ago. Oh, that is so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So technical.
Jeez.
Is that even better than Gannon's?
Yes.
Yeah, but by a good deal.
Best I've seen, I think.
That
You
was-
can go flex down that left side. See the bent tree? If you go over the top of that flexing, you can, get to 250 feet. But they just made this hole
Boy,
look
oh boy.
so easy, and it is not.
That is some of the best gap hitting off the tee on this hole you're going to see from any group. But Gannon, because he didn't get all the way up the hill, he's going to have a pretty awkward uphill run-up. That just didn't slow him down in the least bit.
Oh, just dodges all the trees, bullseye
Oh,
deal.
goodness.
Yeah, I mean, the shot to get up to where they are is probably 350, 360 of power on that low ceiling, which is a tough shot to throw. And this is never recommended.
Oh, boy. Is that bringing the water into play?
It
No.
does. I haven't seen any of the spike hyzers really working out.
Okay. There's that straight tunnel route you can see in front of you. Oh, man. That's a great shot.
Yeah. I just said it doesn't really work out.
Listen, AB.
He does different lines than things I've ever seen, though. But yeah, it's just block. It looks so inviting,
Oh, hang on.
but it's really just so
Yeah.
guarded with the angle.
That's a shame. Great tee shot. And the best he has left is a 100-foot prayer. That is unanswered.
This guy can give some sweet bits from this distance.
No kidding.
Oh, I'm serious.
Me
Zipper?
too.
Ooh, nope. So most likely, this is a little farther than I thought. I thought it was like 15 feet.
It'll keep you honest birdie putt.
Yeah.
And Joey Buckets is nothing if not an honest man. He is 4 through 5. Or is he Joey Glasses today? I mean, do we just change that? Or is he just... I think he's already established it. He's Joey Buckets.
I mean, I haven't ever seen curlier, thicker, redder hair in my life.
Zach Melton just...
I mean, but
He's upset.
Is his thick?
You take that up with him, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to.
All right.
I'm sticking by it.
Gannon
He's looking
Buhr.
fresh.
He's had to make a couple of putts, and he's also not had to make a couple of putts as well. He's kind of doing everything the right way so far. He's looking really solid.
Hasn't looked in trouble at all.
Not one slight little bit. Hole 6 is a 658-foot par 4. Got to get a decent amount of distance off the tee to set up the second shot, which is pretty technical. Dogleg left. You can get in some bad positions with a poor tee shot. You can also get some pretty brutal kicks midway on the second shot. All in all, pretty tough par 4.
Yeah, I mean, the meat of this hole is really on the upshot and this just getting through the gap. And then from here, it's just a scramble shot. You're not going to land into a spot typically where, well...
Jeez, that's...
Yeah, it's still going to have to scramble.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you're right. Probably a forehand Anheuser coming up for Gannon.
Yeah, I mean, just think if you don't have a forehand from that spot, it makes it really difficult. These guys make it look so easy that I feel like that's one of the things that we forget is there are players in the field who aren't just nasty from 250 feet with the sidearm.
That was a good-looking shot from Joey, and he's, near 100 back of Gannon's drive. Let's see where Ezra's able to get to with his shot. Crest the slope, and then he might get some roll. Yeah.
And I think he's going to be in a spot where he can throw his preferred angle with the backhand.
Correct.
Uh-oh.
This is turned over right?
Yeah.
Oh, and it's out of bounds.
So in practice, it was the opposite wind. So the flex play was the play, so I could see why he was comfortable with that. And today,
He's having to go
no.
Thumber.
I don't think so. That is so much thumber.
That's a very high apex for the thumber to carry, and it's going to come up pretty short left and in the thick.
Oh, no. Yeah, so getting it on Anheuser today, opposite wind, you're just going to drop.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there with Ezra being in the right spot for him to bend in the backhand through the gap. Oh, look at that.
Beats
Just
that tree.
it might have even brushed it just the slightest bit as it passed by. Well done. Good result.
A little pickpocket.
Yeah, a little sneaky guy. Little 1800s. The pickpocket.
Yeah.
I just think of just a busy substation in England. All right, let's get off that.
Yep.
Gannon back on the green, putting for 6 through 6.
Wow, that is difficult, and he's done well to just get barely outside the circle.
Long putt coming for the 4. We'll see what AB is left with here. See if he's able to save his bogey. Oh, goodness.
That is not a good position. I like this better.
Is that thumber again? This is, you never want to go thumber.
Forehand.
Oh, it's a forehand. Okay.
Oh,
Well done.
so good.
You know that was a very skinny line that he had to pick.
And that'll make him feel good because let's see if Joey can save the... Oh, that's so good. Pretty putt. That was hot right out the hand. But when you throw the thumber and you end up in a bad spot and then you get up and down, you're like, it was worth it because the potential for the thumber is probably pretty high.
Yeah, it had a chance. I mean,
To get him like a long look or something.
what else is he going to do from back there if he's trying to save the par? Now, obviously, he could have just pitched down to the
Right.
bottom of the hill and thrown a stock
Exactly.
approach shot and taken the bogey, but he definitely brought some risk reward into play, and it didn't hurt him.
Gannon.
That's prime Gannon. That putt right there,
Yeah, that looks good.
that's the putt that set him apart from the rest of the field last year.
Mm-hmm. On the stripe, man.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be 6 through 6 when we check in with
Oh,
scores.
get in there, girl. Good catch.
Peach Pirate smiles and takes his peach disc out of the basket. And AB is having a little bit of little struggles early on. He's falling.
Happens quick on this course. You could be barely off and it can just eat your lunch.
It's happening right now.
And you're like, what the heck? Give me that back. give me my lunch back. And it's like, nah, nope, not going to happen.
I haven't owned an electric guitar ever, so now I'm like extra double soaked. And now I need an amp.
Matty O, the only person to even go 5 through 6. But Joey Buckets is right there as well. Great start for him. Hole 7 is a tough par 3, 420 feet, a ton of trees that are in the way. This drone is flying the great gap here, but there's out of bounds on the right side and left side that could come into play with a bad kick. It's a really good birdie to get. Playing about a quarter of a stroke, a little bit more than a quarter of a stroke over par.
Yeah, the kicks are brutal here. You have out of bounds left and right. So if you throw a shot that just doesn't quite do what you want her to do, like that, if that doesn't catch the other one, it's out of bounds.
Yep, that was close.
So kind of a good break there.
Tough hole. Ezra's bending right. Does it stay in bounds? Yes, it does.
So hard to tip it over and not go out of bounds here,
Wow, look how close that is.
especially with the right to left cross when it wants to pull you. So the gap's probably about, you got to start turning at the right spot about 320 feet. If you turn early like this, you're kind of cooked.
Yeah, unless this hits something, he's going to be definitely out of bounds early. And yeah, that's you're right about that. It's a late flip. It's not an early flip on this one.
And this is going to be a bit more overstable, so I think he's going to try to put it on Anheuser, and again, he needs help.
Oh, this is very, very helpful.
Oh, man.
Very fortunate to not hit anything early, and then even the late tree giving him a putt.
Yeah, he beat 75 bad trees right there.
Yeah.
Putt's an overstable putter. The putt and approach disc.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that was clear and like flat. I don't think that's his regular guy. And the putter doesn't bail him out this time. He's going to have to settle for that bogey.
See if Anthony can pick up a nice birdie. And that just didn't have the height or the aim.
I think the angle is bad. A little nose up hyzer, and that probably goes in with that right to left cross. You get it too flat, and it just kind of coasts.
And Ezra unable to capitalize on his birdie look. And it's going to be 3 pars and a bogey on hole 7. One of the things I got to say I really do like about Bad Rock Creek is that, and I don't know if this is something that is at all intentional in the design, but there ended up being 9 holes under par, 9 holes over par. And I like that balance. Like there's some holes that are right there averaging at par, but there's those holes that you know are brutal ones that can eat your lunch. And there's ones that you know you have to capitalize on. This is one of those harder holes on the course.
Yeah, it's a tough get, especially because it looks so gettable right in front of you. So you put a little extra on it, and you pull it right. So 2 guys not able to capitalize on really fortunate breaks to stay in bounds.
3 players at 5 under, 1 back of Gannon. Hole 8, par 4, 756 feet. You got to get out the gap here, try to get up the hill as much as you can, and then the second shot is all the way over here. Pretty wide open hyzer. Maybe that's where the wide open part comes in for the Kansas City wide open, because we're seeing a lot of trees in the rest of this course. But a protected green. And when it's windy, this approach shot can be incredibly tough.
Yeah, so sidearm flex off the tee here. You see the little brown spot? If you just go right over that, kind of like you just did, and then get to the flat
You can't do it better.
which he's a little short of the flat, but
Oh,
his
is he?
yeah, but his power's just
Do you know the name of that disc that Bradley Williams bestowed upon it? It's like his favorite driver. He throws it all the time.
hit me.
He calls it Summer Breeze, and I just love that so much. And it does make me feel fine.
This is a scary shot for Anthony. But if he's throwing that shot good, man.
Why do you
dangerous
say
guy.
that?
Play with him a lot and the power tight gaps with the sidearm.
Sometimes get some
A little bit, yeah.
wild kicks.
Well, just mostly like a pull.
Now, with this side hill run up that Joey has, how difficult will this approach be for him? It looks like Ezra's got
It's
the
going to
uphill
be
run up as
really
well.
tough to get in the circle. If he wants to get in the circle, like this is going to be fantastic. But if Joey does, I think he's going to have to flex it. Like even that's a little short.
Yep.
You see? And flexing, it's terrifying because the OB's right.
Yeah, you might only advance a few feet.
Yeah, you see a lot of people just kind of try to go for it with a stable disc, and then you end up 60, 70 short.
Does this guy have the power to get there?
He might have the power to go deep, which is scary today. But still, a little short.
Yeah, surprisingly way short.
So he's going to have to barely get it over the hill.
And this was a lot calmer than the day before, but you can
And he
see.
did it. He took it on with the flex.
Does it pay off?
Yeah, I mean, he might be blocked out, but I think he got pin high, which is incredibly impressive.
Happy to get the distance.
See if Gannon can go to school. He did. I like this. I like it a lot. Go in. Oh, horrible reaction.
Yeah, really bad break. That was tracking on the basket, it looked like. AB.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of lackadaisical up until that putt right there, perhaps. Maybe that wakes him up.
Watch where this thing hits.
Heart right side. Moving
Yeah,
quick.
just in the money spot.
Pocket.
That's the spot.
Uh-huh. No pickpocket there.
Well, there's just the most chains over there.
Yep.
And that's a great angle that he went in the basket with. A little more hyzer could kind of cut through.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Ezra gives it a great bid over the bush.
All right, another tester. He's only had really 2 of them today. Ugh.
Jeez Louise.
Didn't move, was in there quick. No up and down movement, didn't have time to. The
Yeah.
wind was like, wait, what was that?
You do realize that that's an option. Like, we could all try to putt like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing over there for Joey.
That's what I would look like if there was nothing in the way and I tried to putt like that.
It's like the fact that it's an option and we could all try to do it and we don't. Is that because it's really hard to do what he's doing? Because he makes it
Extremely
look
hard.
so easy.
Extremely hard to do what he's doing. Otherwise, everybody would just be,
Slinging him in there.
yeah.
He doesn't do a good job of making it look hard, though. That's one thing that he's bad at, is making it look hard. One shot over Matty O right there on his heels. And Eagle McMahon also at 6 under. Some fire starts on a course that we thought was going to be a little bit more difficult than it's turning out to be.
Well, we thought the wind was going to be up, and it is completely down here. You saw that little breeze in his face, but it's not
yeah.
doing much, especially from what they're used to from the last previous days practicing. It was 30, 40 mile an hour winds. This feels like walk in the park. Hole 9, par 3, easiest hole on the course, 268 up the hill. Low ceiling, I guess that's what is tough about it, and you got a favorable wind, so this is going to be a sidearm if you got it.
Yeah, uphill and low ceiling is a fun little combo.
Yeah, this is perfect. Kind of gets eaten up.
Yeah, it does get eaten up.
Bummer.
hits a tuft of grass and just comes up well short. This is perfect. Gets the flatness on it.
Money.
Yeah, I mean, you have a backstop, so you can throw it pretty much as hard as you'd like into that grass.
Gonna try to fit a backhand down here, and he's gonna
Oh my gosh,
do so.
yeah.
This does tend to come up a little short, but he just beats it into the hillside. That's great. Without the bucket there, that's going 400 feet of power, I bet.
Oh.
And then the guy you would think.
Seriously, this is my nominee for the guy that does not miss his hole. And does not get the angle correct out of the hand.
Hasn't missed it yet.
Correct. Gives that a fair effort as well, look like.
Now you don't want that, though. Okay, 2 holes in a row. Hardest putt for a righty, right to left crosswind. Oh, and that's why.
That's the most human thing he's done all around.
Well, you think it's going to lift, and so it's so tough to putt it hard. So his miss looks egregious, but it's really not that far off.
Just
It's
a
little
tiny
click,
little,
from lifting right in the center. And we're like, oh, yeah, routine. Just like that.
There is a fine line between staying within your routine and rushing yourself. And I think that it's pretty obvious there that Ezra rushed himself.
Yeah, for sure, especially with that wind. Like I just got done saying with Gannon's hardest putt to putt in is a right to left crosswind for a righty. I don't care what angle you putt it on. It's just so hard because it will lift on a slight angle, a bad angle, and it'll drop if you don't put enough power on it.
Well, that's going to do it for us from the front 9. Obviously, right here, what Gannon's doing, he's now tied with Matteo. Incredible front 9 that we didn't get to see that because what we saw from Gannon was truly special. But there's a few other players right there in the mix. But if this continues on the back 9, this could be a pretty special round that we're witnessing from a player who's incredibly hungry with no wins so far this season.
Yeah, I mean, Matteo, too, he's had a lot of great success at the Wide Open. He's been coming here for years, throwing a lot of low rounds. So let's see if he can keep it up on the back 9. The only way we're going to be able to find out is if you come back.
Well, how do they do that?
Well, first you got to like and subscribe. I'd recommend doing that.
Okay.
And then after that, you hit the bell. If you do the bell, it'll let you know when it's up.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys in the back 9 then.